Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Chill Stoic, your sanctuary for timeless wisdom in a noisy world. Have you ever been there? That cringeworthy moment when words just spill out? Like a verbal arrow, once loosed, it can never truly be recalled. We've all felt that sting of regret, that instant wish to hit rewind on a conversation. But imagine this. What if every word you uttered wasn't just impulsive noise, but a deliberate reflection of your deepest wisdom, your true inner strength? What if your speech truly defined you as a person of profound intellect and unwavering character? That's precisely the mastery we're diving into today. Get ready to explore 6 powerful truths an intelligent person never says, all inspired by the enduring, rock-solid philosophy of Stoicism. This isn't just about polishing your vocabulary, it's about transforming the very essence of who you are through the power of your words. Lesson number 1. An intelligent person never boasts about their knowledge. Let's kick things off with this crucial insight. You know the type, right? The know-it-all, who can't resist showcasing their intellectual prowess. They effortlessly recount every book they've devoured, every complex project they've conquered, every high-profile mentor they've impressed. Initially, you might be captivated, perhaps even a little intimidated. But soon, that awe quietly morphs into a subtle disengagement. Why? Because genuine wisdom, much like true humility, doesn't need a megaphone. The Stoics, those ancient masters of self-control, understood this profoundly. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, once penned a timeless truth. Nature does not boast about what it creates, and neither should we take credit for our wisdom. This isn't merely advice for polite conversation. It's a blueprint for an entire way of living. It's about letting your actions, your very being, speak volumes louder than any words you could utter. Consider John, a brilliant tech expert I once knew. In every meeting, every social gathering, John seemed to be on a mission to prove he was the smartest person in the room. He'd meticulously detail his major projects, the intricate technologies he'd mastered, even the accolades he'd collected. People listened, initially impressed, but soon, conversations with John felt less like exchanges and more like private lectures. His colleagues eventually felt dwarfed, conversations turning into a stage for his solo performance. The turning point came when a trusted colleague with gentle honesty pointed out that while his knowledge was undeniable, his relentless self-promotion was subtly alienating others. John's desire to impress was unintentionally creating distance. This is a common, insidious trap. When you feel that urge to broadcast your accomplishments, pause and ask yourself, what is my true intention here? Am I genuinely seeking to help, to collaborate, to contribute a valuable perspective? Or am I silently seeking validation, admiration, or a fleeting moment of recognition? The answer will guide your next words. Boasting isn't just a social faux pas. It subtly devalues your own words. It erects an invisible barrier between you and others, transforming potential inspiration into quiet judgment. It subtly tells others they are being measured against your intellect, rather than invited to participate as equals. So how do we embody this Stoic wisdom? Firstly, let your actions speak. If your knowledge is truly profound, it will manifest organically through your work, your solutions, and your impact. It doesn't need verbal fanfare. Secondly, practice radical humility. Humility isn't about diminishing your abilities. It's about creating space for others to discover your value through genuine interaction. It's allowing your competence to unfold naturally, rather than forcing it upon others. And finally, master the art of listening. This is perhaps the most profound form of Stoic silence. When you truly listen, you don't just absorb information, you convey deep respect, fostering genuine connection. As the renowned author Stephen Covey famously said, most people do not listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply. Stoics knew that silence isn't an absence of knowledge, it's a profound mark of confidence and a testament to your understanding. John, our tech expert, eventually learned this profound lesson. He consciously began to speak less about himself, shifting his focus to truly hearing the ideas and stories of his peers. The transformation was remarkable. People started gravitating towards him, not just for his intellect, but for the sincerity, collaborative spirit, and genuine presence he brought to every interaction. He proved that knowledge, when shared humbly and collaboratively, elevates the entire community. Avoiding boasting doesn't mean denying your expertise. It means presenting it in a way that truly respects others and fosters connection. Your words are a direct reflection of your inner character. When you choose humility over arrogance, you don't just enrich your own life, you elevate the lives of everyone around you. So, I have to ask you, what do your words truly say about you? The answer to that question will profoundly shape your path to growth. If these insights are resonating with you, and you're finding value in this journey of self-mastery, please take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button. Join our growing community here at the Chill Stoic, and let's continue exploring ancient wisdom for modern peace together. Your support helps us bring these vital conversations to more beautiful souls just like you. Thank you. Lesson number 2. An intelligent person never dismisses others' opinions without truly listening. Let's move on to this vital point. Have you ever felt that gut-wrenching feeling of being utterly overlooked in a conversation? Your carefully considered opinion dismissed before you even had a chance to fully articulate it? It's a deeply painful experience, making you question your own value, your own thoughts. It can make you wonder, is what I'm saying truly not valuable? Am I completely off base? I understand this feeling all too well, primarily because early in my career, I was often the one causing it. As a budding leader, I prided myself on quick judgments and decisive action. During one pivotal meeting, a colleague hesitantly proposed an idea to streamline our workflow. Without a second thought, I interjected, brushing it aside as impractical or too complicated. In my mind, I was saving everyone time, cutting straight to the chase. What I failed to see was the immediate, chilling silence that descended upon the room. The subtle glances exchanged, the sudden evaporation of enthusiasm for further discussion. Later, a trusted mentor gently pulled me aside. Perhaps, he mused, you should have listened a bit longer. That idea beneath the surface wasn't as flawed as it first seemed. That comment landed like a seismic shock. It wasn't just about missing a potentially brilliant idea. I had inadvertently choked the creative oxygen out of the room. I had created a subtle culture of reluctance where voices began to retreat. True wisdom, the Stoics teach us, blossoms from openness, not from the rigid confines of arrogance. Marcus Aurelius famously stated, "You cannot learn what you think you already know." When you dismiss someone's opinion without giving it genuine consideration, you're not just shutting down a potential solution. You're actively eroding trust and weakening the very fabric of connection. You're signaling that your perspective is the only one that truly matters. This doesn't just cost you valuable insights, it silently chips away at your own leadership and influence. From that pivotal experience, I radically reshaped my approach to conversations. In subsequent meetings, I adopted a mantra: listening doesn't mean agreeing. Listening is about giving respect and opening myself to learning. Even if an idea initially seemed outlandish, I committed to a curious mindset. The shift was astounding. My team, feeling truly heard and valued, began to contribute groundbreaking solutions I had never even considered possible. Here's a powerful shift in perspective you can try. Instead of thinking, how can I quickly counter this idea? Ask yourself, what can I truly learn from this? Even ideas that appear flawed on the surface can contain invaluable insights, like hidden gems. And even if they don't, you still gain a deeper understanding of how someone else perceives the problem. That understanding, in itself, is a profound form of knowledge. Secondly, embrace radical humility. Stoicism reminds us that we are not the cosmic center of the universe. Dismissing another's opinion is, at its core, an act of intellectual hubris, a quiet declaration that your viewpoint transcends all others, as if you alone possess the ultimate truth. But the reality, as many great minds attest, is that no single person holds all the answers. True wisdom flourishes in collaboration, in the rich exchange of diverse ideas, like a vibrant intellectual tapestry woven together. After I cultivated this new approach, the atmosphere in our meetings transformed. I started asking more probing questions, genuinely inviting even the quietest team members to share their thoughts. The result was not just a surge of better ideas, but a palpable sense of respect and connection among the team. I truly realized that everyone, in their unique way, carried a piece of the truth, a piece I had been missing due to my own impatience and overconfidence. As the great physicist Albert Einstein once quipped, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. Ultimately, refusing to dismiss others' opinions isn't merely an act of kindness, it's a profound strategic advantage. When you honor the perspectives of those around you, you unlock a floodgate of endless ideas, fresh insights, and unexpected opportunities. You cultivate an environment where trust flourishes, where real innovation isn't just encouraged, but becomes an intrinsic part of the culture. As the Stoics believed, wisdom isn't about proving you're right, it's about understanding that everyone, in their unique tapestry of experience, carries a vital thread of truth. And that, my friends, is the very essence of true, expansive wisdom. Lesson number 3. An intelligent person refrains from complaining without purpose. Moving on to this crucial point, picture Peter, a middle-aged professional burdened by demanding deadlines, family responsibilities, and life's inevitable persistent hiccups. Instead of actively tackling these challenges, Peter had fallen into a deep, pervasive habit of constant complaining. From the perceived inefficiency of his coworkers to the perpetual malfunction of the office coffee machine, Peter's grievances seemed to know no end. Initially, his colleagues offered genuine sympathy, even constructive solutions. But as days bled into weeks, and weeks into months, the relentless wave of negativity began to wear them down. Conversations with Peter became draining, an emotional burden. People started subtly, then overtly, avoiding him, not out of malice, but out of sheer mental exhaustion from the constant stream of unconstructive complaints. One day, during a lunch break, a friend delivered a blunt, yet profoundly impactful question that stopped Peter in his tracks. "Peter, I understand your frustration, but what are you doing to actually fix these problems?" The question hung heavy in the air. It was a searing moment of clarity. Peter realized he wasn't genuinely seeking solutions. He was simply venting, releasing unproductive emotional steam. Worse, his ceaseless negativity wasn't just alienating those around him, It was actively reinforcing his own paralyzing sense of helplessness. This scenario is shockingly common. It's incredibly easy to slip into the trap of expressing frustrations without pausing to consider their impact, not just on others, but, crucially, on ourselves. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful, liberating antidote. Focus relentlessly on what you can control and courageously release what you cannot. Marcus Aurelius, in his timeless meditations, wisely inscribed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Complaining, especially about circumstances beyond our influence, only magnifies feelings of powerlessness, trapping us in a debilitating loop of negativity. It's like pouring gasoline on a tiny spark of frustration, igniting a raging inferno within. However, it's vital to distinguish, not all complaints are inherently bad. When framed with a clear purpose, when accompanied by a desire for positive change, they can be a catalyst for improvement. But when they lack direction, when they are simply noise, complaints become empty words that sap your vital energy and, crucially, solve nothing. Think about it. Complaining about traffic won't miraculously clear the roads, and grumbling about the weather won't stop the rain from falling. Truly intelligent people grasp this fundamental distinction. They channel their precious energy, their focus, and their will into what genuinely matters: action, acceptance, or constructive dialogue. So, how do you break free from the soul-sapping habit of pointless complaining? Start by asking yourself one deceptively simple, yet profoundly powerful question whenever frustration begins to bubble up. What can I do about this? If the honest answer is nothing, then practice the profound Stoic art of letting go. Venting about uncontrollable situations isn't just a waste of your precious time, it ruthlessly robs you of your inner peace. Redirect that energy towards something inherently constructive. Immerse yourself in a good book, engage in deep reflection, or cultivate a profound sense of gratitude for the things that are genuinely going well in your life. Another transformative strategy is to radically reframe your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this challenge?" Stoicism consistently teaches us that every perceived obstacle, every moment of adversity, is in fact a disguised opportunity for profound growth. Complaints blind us to these hidden opportunities, while mindful reflection helps us courageously uncover them. As the famous author and motivational speaker Zig Ziglar often said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Returning to Peter, he courageously took his friend's advice to heart. He began an intentional, gradual shift in his mindset. Instead of bemoaning his manager, he started meticulously preparing thoughtful solutions to the ongoing challenges he faced at work. Instead of grumbling during his daily commute, he used the time to listen to enriching audiobooks or practice mindfulness amidst the traffic. Over time, his entire outlook transformed. His words, no longer laden with negativity, carried newfound weight and impact. His relationships blossomed, and his colleagues, once avoidant, began actively seeking his advice and company, drawn to his calm, solution-focused demeanor. Ultimately, refraining from purposeless complaints is about reclaiming your inherent power. When you consciously focus your energy on what truly lies within your control, you not only fortify your mind, but also profoundly enhance your influence on those around you. Stoic philosophy reminds us that our words and our thoughts are not mere expressions, they are potent tools. Used wisely, they can meticulously build a life of unwavering resilience, clear purpose, and deep, meaningful connection with others. When you courageously let go of empty complaints and wholeheartedly embrace constructive action, you don't just transform how others perceive you, you fundamentally transform your own precious life. Lesson number 4. An intelligent person makes no empty promises. Promises hold an almost sacred weight in our lives. They meticulously shape expectations, painstakingly build trust, and profoundly define the very fabric of our relationships. Yet, how often do we find ourselves uttering promises lightly, without fully, deeply considering whether we can genuinely follow through? This seemingly innocuous habit, while often unintentional, acts like a corrosive acid, slowly eroding our credibility and weakening our most vital connections. Stoic philosophy implores us to grasp the profound importance of aligning our words with our actions, emphasizing that true integrity resides not in the sheer volume of our promises, but in the unwavering consistency of our delivery. As Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of Stoic wisdom, articulated, "Let your words be plain and true." This timeless teaching serves as a potent reminder that promises are not merely fleeting attempts to appease a moment. They are sacred commitments that inextricably tie our words to the very core of our character. Breaking a promise, even with the best intentions, is akin to writing a check your credibility simply cannot cash. Let's consider Greg, a 50-something professional, expertly juggling a demanding career with extensive family responsibilities. Greg was fundamentally well-meaning but chronically overcommitted himself. He'd confidently promise his team he'd review their complex reports by Monday, or earnestly assure his family he'd be home for dinner, only to fall painfully short, time and again. Initially, people extended grace, attributing his shortcomings to his undoubtedly hectic schedule. But as the mountain of unfulfilled promises grew, so did the frustrations. His team began to subtly second-guess his every commitment, and his family grew visibly weary of his endless stream of excuses. Greg's words, once accepted at face value, now carried a subtle, unsettling undertone of doubt. One evening, after missing yet another crucial family event, his teenage daughter, with heart-wrenching simplicity, left a note on his desk that read, "Dad, we just want you to mean it when you say it." That profoundly simple message struck a raw chord deep within Greg's soul. He realized that despite his undoubtedly good intentions, his empty promises were causing far more harm than good, relentlessly eroding the trust and respect he had tirelessly worked to build. As the famous writer Oscar Wilde once observed, "Always be sincere, even if you don't mean it." Greg's story highlights the inverse. His sincerity was there, but his actions lacked the necessary follow-through, leading to insincerity in effect. This scenario underscores a critical yet common trap. Sometimes we overcommit to avoid an awkward no or to appear perpetually agreeable. But the Stoics teach us a powerful counter-lesson. Words must be purposeful, intentional, and impeccably aligned with our actions. Saying yes without genuine conviction often stems from a deeply ingrained fear of disappointing others. Yet, what truly inflicts more profound harm is the ultimate failure to follow through. So, how do we master the art of avoiding empty promises while simultaneously nurturing unwavering trust and respect? Start with a deliberate pause before you commit. Take a conscious moment, a mere breath, to critically assess whether the request genuinely aligns with your current priorities and whether you can realistically, truly fulfill it. If the answer is uncertain or a definite no, then a respectful, clear no delivered up front is infinitely more valuable than a hesitant yes that inevitably fails to materialize. People universally appreciate honesty and crystal clear clarity over vague commitments that inevitably lead to frustration. Next, prioritize unwavering quality over mere quantity. It is far more honorable and far more effective to commit to fewer things and execute them with absolute excellence than to spread yourself hopelessly thin and, in doing so, consistently let others down. When you genuinely say you will do something, do it with fierce intention and unparalleled excellence. This consistent approach builds an ironclad reputation for unwavering reliability and profound respect. Finally, embrace the powerful truth that saying no is not selfish, It is an essential act of self-awareness and self-preservation. The Stoics fundamentally believed in focusing your energy on what is unequivocally within your control. Spreading yourself too thin by constantly over-promising diminishes your ability to deliver on the promises that truly, deeply matter. When you deliberately keep your commitments intentional and meticulously deliberate, you not only safeguard your integrity, but also perpetually maintain and deepen trust. As Greg courageously reflected on his daughter's potent wake-home call, he began to adopt a profoundly more mindful approach to his commitments. He learned the liberating power of saying no to requests he simply couldn't genuinely accommodate, and instead focused his formidable energy on delivering impeccably on the commitments that truly mattered most. Over time, his relationships miraculously blossomed, evolving into deeper, more meaningful connections. People came to respect him immensely, not for saying yes to everything, but for his unwavering commitment to always following through on what he agreed to. What's more, Greg experienced a profound inner change, a deep sense of peace that stemmed from the simple yet powerful knowledge that his words now carried true weight, and his actions consistently backed them up. In the end, avoiding empty promises is about more than just keeping your word. It's about meticulously aligning your actions with your deepest values, and in doing so, forging deeper, truly meaningful connections. The Stoics, with their profound wisdom, remind us that every single word we utter meticulously shapes how others perceive us, and most importantly, how we perceive ourselves. So, the next time someone asks you for a commitment, take a conscious breath, engage in deep reflection, and ensure your promise is one you can truly, fully honor. That, my friends, is not just wisdom, it is an undeniable quiet strength. Lesson number 5. An intelligent person never denies their mistakes. Moving forward to this crucial lesson, have you ever wrestled with the intense fear that admitting a mistake is akin to exposing a raw, vulnerable weakness for the world to harshly judge? For a long time, I certainly did. But one profound experience, viewed through the transformative lens of Stoic philosophy, completely reshaped my perspective. I came to understand that acknowledging your mistakes doesn't diminish your worth. Instead, it powerfully elevates you as a person of unwavering honesty and profound strength. Marcus Aurelius, with his unparalleled wisdom, famously penned, "If someone is able to prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I will gladly change, for it is the truth I seek, and the truth never harm anyone." This isn't just a philosophical ideal, it's a practical blueprint for self-improvement and building unshakable trust. Let me share a deeply personal story. A few years ago, I was at the helm of a major, high-stakes project at work. In my relentless rush to meet an incredibly tight deadline, I regrettably overlooked some critical details within a key report. As a direct consequence, those seemingly minor inaccuracies caused my entire team to face unexpected, uncomfortable criticism from upper management. When the mistake finally came to light, my first, raw instinct was the primal urge to make excuses, blame the overwhelming workload, the impossible timeline, anything but myself. Deep down, however, I knew with chilling clarity that such a deflection would only relentlessly erode the precious trust I had painstakingly worked so hard to build. Instead, I chose a different path. I chose to confront the situation head-on. At the very next team meeting, I openly admitted my mistake, offered a sincere apology to my team, and, crucially, outlined clear, actionable steps to ensure such an oversight would never happen again. The response was genuinely unexpected. Instead of judgment or reproach, my colleagues expressed profound appreciation for my honesty. Some even went further, thanking me for taking full accountability and, in doing so, setting a powerful example. It was in that moment I truly realized admitting my mistake hadn't weakened me, it had, in fact, made me immeasurably more trustworthy. Why is owning up to mistakes so incredibly powerful? Because it ruthlessly breaks down the defensive walls we often construct, and in their place, it meticulously builds bridges of trust. By taking direct, unambiguous responsibility, you send a potent message that you value truth, integrity, and learning above the fragile facade of your ego. You also, vitally, create a psychologically safe environment where others feel genuinely comfortable admitting their own missteps, knowing they won't face harsh judgment, and instead can collaboratively work towards shared solutions. But let's be utterly real, admitting a mistake is rarely easy. We instinctively fear being judged, of losing face, of having our competence questioned. Yet, ponder this deeply. Does stubbornly denying an obvious mistake actually enhance your image? Or does it make you appear unreliable, untrustworthy, perhaps even delusional? Remember, the profound courage to admit your faults is a resounding sign of genuine confidence. It unequivocally demonstrates that you are strong enough to face uncomfortable truths and relentlessly committed to getting better. So, how can you consciously apply this transformative lesson in your daily life? Start by cultivating unwavering self-awareness. When something inevitably goes wrong, resist the knee-jerk urge to point fingers. Instead, turn inward and sincerely ask yourself, what was my role in this situation? How did my actions or inactions contribute? Even if your share of the blame is infinitesimally small, owning it is the crucial first step towards a genuine solution. Next, shift your entire focus to fixing the problem. Don't just offer a fleeting apology and swiftly move on. Demonstrate through your subsequent actions that you are actively, diligently working to make things right. Stoic philosophy, in its very essence, reminds us that mistakes are not fundamentally failures. They are invaluable opportunities to learn, to grow, and to forge a stronger self. Those who possess the profound courage to acknowledge their errors don't just improve themselves, they inspire, they uplift, and they empower those around them. When you consciously learn to face your mistakes head-on, you are laying an unshakable foundation of respect and trust that will serve you throughout your life. As the influential author and leadership expert John C. Maxwell wisely stated, a man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. The next time you inevitably make a mistake, resist the urge to hide or deflect. Instead, take a deep breath, accept full responsibility, and commit to doing better. Remember, the courage to admit your mistakes is what truly sets you apart, earns you profound respect, and ultimately empowers your growth journey. Lesson number 6. An intelligent person doesn't overshare future plans. Finally, we arrive at this powerful lesson. The Stoics, in their practical wisdom, taught us that true strength lies in a quiet, unwavering focus on the present moment and the actions within our immediate control. While sharing ambitions might seem harmless or even motivating, oversharing future plans can inadvertently dilute your resolve, invite premature judgment, and potentially set you up for unnecessary disappointment. This lesson isn't about secrecy, it's about strategic self-preservation and the quiet power of execution. Consider Mark, a bright, ambitious individual with a vibrant imagination and a constant stream of groundbreaking ideas. Mark loved to talk about his future. He'd passionately describe his plans to launch a revolutionary new startup, detail the intricate novel he was about to write, or outline his ambitious fitness transformation. His friends and family would listen, offering encouragement, but often the grand plans remained just that, plans. Months would pass, and when asked about the startup, the novel, or the fitness goals, Mark would sheepishly admit they hadn't quite materialized. This pattern, while seemingly benign, had a subtle, draining effect. Mark began to feel the weight of unspoken expectations, and a quiet sense of disappointment began to creep in when he failed to live up to his own public pronouncements. The very act of verbally committing to these future endeavors seemed to sap some of the energy he needed for their actual execution. As the saying goes, talk is cheap. Psychologically, studies have even shown that publicly declaring your goals can sometimes reduce the likelihood of achieving them, as the act of announcing can create a premature sense of accomplishment, satisfying the brain's reward system before any real work has begun. It's often called social reality versus actual reality. The Stoic approach offers a powerful counter-narrative. Focus on the process, not just the dazzling outcome. Epictetus, the former slave who became a profound Stoic teacher, advised, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This applies profoundly to our future plans. Instead of expending energy describing what you will do, channel that very energy into the deliberate, focused doing. So, how can you practice this profound Stoic wisdom? Firstly, cultivate a bias towards action over talk. When an exciting idea sparks, resist the immediate urge to broadcast it. Instead, take a moment to internally solidify your commitment. Begin taking small, actionable steps. Let the momentum of actual progress fuel your next move, rather than the fleeting validation of others' applause. Your actions, far more than your words, are the true testament to your serious intent. Secondly, protect your nascent ideas from premature scrutiny. Sharing a vision too early, before it has fully formed or gained sufficient momentum, can expose it to criticism, skepticism, or even discouragement that can derail your motivation. Nurture your plans in quiet determination, allowing them to gain strength and clarity before unveiling them to the world. As the entrepreneur and author Derek Sivers famously advocated, keep your goals to yourself. Finally, find your deepest motivation internally. While external encouragement can be nice, true sustainable drive comes from within. By not oversharing, you avoid relying on external validation to maintain your commitment. Your drive becomes self-sustaining, fueled by your own purpose and discipline, rather than the ebb and flow of others' opinions. This aligns perfectly with the Stoic emphasis on self-reliance and internal locus of control. Mark, our ambitious friend, eventually embraced this approach. He began to keep his grandest plans closer to his chest. Instead of announcing his startup idea, he quietly began sketching out his business plan. Instead of talking about his novel, he dedicated time each day to actual writing. The shift was subtle but profound. The pressure to perform for an audience diminished, and his focus on the actual work intensified. He found a new, quiet power in simply doing rather than just talking. And, perhaps not coincidentally, his actual accomplishments began to multiply. In the end, not oversharing future plans isn't about being secretive or distrustful. It's about respecting the delicate process of creation, safeguarding your mental energy, and honoring the quiet, deliberate work required to turn aspiration into reality. The Stoics, with their timeless focus on inner strength and purposeful action, remind us that true wisdom often speaks not through grand pronouncements, but through consistent, unwavering execution. And there you have it, beautiful souls, 6 profound insights into what an intelligent person never says, all rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Remember, your words are not just sounds, they are powerful tools, shaping not only how others perceive you, but more importantly, how you perceive yourself. by consciously choosing humility over arrogance, openness over dismissal, purpose over complaint, integrity over convenience, honesty over denial, and quiet action over premature talk, you are not just improving your communication, you are actively cultivating a deeper, more resilient, and truly authentic self. This journey of self-mastery through words is ongoing, a continuous practice, but with each intentional choice, you build a stronger foundation for a life of wisdom, purpose, and profound inner peace. I would absolutely love to hear about your journey and your triumphs in navigating these complex social waters. Please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and leave a comment below to share your story, your successes, and even the challenges you've overcome. If you're not sure what to comment, just write, "I love this wisdom," to show that you've completed this session. Your engagement helps this community grow toward wisdom and the art of turning every challenge into a powerful opportunity. We'll leave 2 more videos here so you can continue learning and growing on your personal development journey. Thank you for being here, for investing in your wisdom, and I'll see you in the next video.